Chat, here we go. We got ourselves a matchup between Mawkzy and Nuggets. France versus England. A battle that has been around for the ages. We actually had Nugget on recently to play against Gomb, and he looked amazing in that. One of the hardest hitters in 1v1. The way he likes to move around the field involves a lot of booming the ball and playing quick. Mawkzy, though, is the kind of guy who could pick you apart, and he's not going to need to score with speed, as he shows right away, threatening one of his classic flicks that Nugget respects and then has to watch as the ball rolls in right underneath him. Mawkzy has been one of the top ones players for a while now, but one of the interesting things about ones that I've noticed recently is it's so hard to nail down who is at the top. And we've talked about, this is a great catch and shot by Nugget. I want to watch it from his perspective. But we talked about how every month or so I was mentioning who I thought was top 3, and that changes so rapidly. It changes by the day who I feel like is top 3. And as most people know, Zen is coming in and throwing a wrench in everything the way he's been playing recently. But I also watched Mawkzy play yesterday on his stream. He played a bunch of ones against Joyas. He was actually having a tough time against them. They were close matches, but I do think the majority of them at the end there went in Joyas' favor. Joyas is top 10. I know that I'm bringing up a bunch of different stuff about players who are not necessarily in this game, but Joyas never used to play ranked, and he still dominated tournaments, and now he's playing 1v1 ranked as well, so there's a chance we have a whole nother level of Joyas coming at us here soon. Nugget has himself a possession. Gonna go air dribble bump, and Mawkzy got just enough on it to bump Nugget back into the ball. Nugget's gonna get another chance at it. Nice wave dash pop. Way too much separation on his reset. He almost used it though. There's a chance to just roll the ball softly at the defender. Sometimes it's a pretty effective way to work if you can put it in an awkward position for them to handle. Mawkzy, full field dribble. I shouldn't even say full field dribble. He only got one touch, the reset, before going into the flick. There's Nugget playing that speed over everything type style as he comes to this ball, slamming it into the ceiling and back down. Doesn't seem like a first touch that has a lot of purpose, but Nugget always seems to find a way to make him work out. Even in that case, I thought he was maybe handing over possession, but he's still got a shot attempt off of that setup. He's not going to be able to handle playing a ton of defense against Mawkzy, though. Almost nobody can, so I do think he's got to be a bit more effective on the offensive takes that he does get. Mawkzy taking up on a high dribble. Nugget playing impressive defense and turning it in for a counterattack. That's what he'll have to do. If he plans on playing out of his own half like he has been so far, he's going to have to make sure he gets a good fair amount of counterattacks. Nuggets, a fake, and a third goal. I looked over at chat. Everybody's freaking out about the predictions or something. It's going to be okay, I'm sure. Not much of a fake at all, to be fair. I should have watched it from Mawkzy's perspective to see what it looked like for him. It just seemed like Nugget was dropping the ball down and trying to set up for the inevitable 50 more than he was faking a touch there, because under no circumstance with zero boost at midfield does he even really want to send the ball away from him. Undercutting Mawkzy here. Can he half flip back? He can! Look at this goal from Nugget. Mawkzy on the retreat. I guess Mawkzy must have just jumped. It seems like Mawkzy got to land, and Nugget connects with him right after he jumps off the landing. Sends him flying into the corner. Mawkzy's going to box out Nugget after a touch to the midfield, where it looked like Nugget might have a chance on net. You know Mawkzy's going to drop the ball down to his flick whenever somebody gives him the chance to. Not sure I can remember a time in which somebody let Mawkzy get to that flick position multiple times in a game and got away with it. Nugget's going to back off again. This time, Mawkzy doesn't really have the space to set up his flick, and Nugget is so unpredictable in net. Coming in and out of the net, he's able to get the save on Mawkzy's soft shot. It's not often you talk about somebody being unpredictable in defense. Normally, it's beneficial to not let people get a read when you vary your offense, but right now Nugget is varying his defense, and how he moves around in net is tough for Mawkzy to predict. Nugget is going to stop the carry this time around. Able to challenge Mawkzy right as he starts to roll the ball on top of his car. Nice camera work from Nugget. I was going to say nice camera work to try and survive, but ultimately he did it, and Mawkzy needs to score on this. Wow, that was closer than it should have been. It was a definite goal. It was interesting to watch Nugget turn his camera fully down and try and use that to his advantage in terms of dodging Mawkzy, but after you've used your flip, there's only so much you can do. You're basically forced back down to the ground, and a kickoff goal for Mawkzy to tie the game. It had been a solid Nugget lead for the past few minutes, and all it takes is a midfield goal and a kickoff to immediately tie it back up. Wave dash kickoff for Mawkzy looking pure. This could be another one. Lobbing it to the backboard. Nugget chose to challenge right away, but Mawkzy, fortunately for Nugget, put so much on it. The way he moves out of the corner, jumping into the walls for the wave dashes to constantly keep top speed. And this kind of speed is what puts Mawkzy in a tough spot. He's able to get the midfield 100, but he cannot prep and get a good angle on the ball because the issue was brought to him so quickly. Nuggets launching a power shot. He's going to stick around to try and break up Mawkzy's possession, but it is going to be a clean one for Mawkzy now. He will go wall to air dribble. Maybe the single touch resets. This time to the ground and the bump to tie the game. This might have been one of Mawkzy's last attempts in this game if he wasn't able to secure it, but he did. He's been taking these huge setups in the back corner, and the only touch being his reset. This time he doesn't use the reset. Just falls to the ground to bump Nugget out of the way. Wave dash kickoff for Nugget to match Mawkzy. This dive to the back corner could be the end of this game for Nugget. He's going to have to rush back with zero boost. Mawkzy flicking early. Didn't feel like the best way to capitalize on Nugget being so low, but that bump might do it. Mawkzy gets bumped to send it into the crossbar. Mawkzy had an open window. Nugget had to go for the defensive pool shot in order to pop the ball up above his goal. Nugget staying on this one after Mawkzy wins the race to the boost. Oh, that is an incredibly dangerous challenge. No way Nugget gets away with that, right? Yeah, that'll be game one for Mawkzy. Nugget diving with zero. It is this unorthodox timing of challenges and movement for Nugget that had got him to a spot in the lead earlier in the game, but it will be his demise here as he falls in game one to Mawkzy. Nugget certainly comes in to this match as the underdog. Mawkzy with a ton of experience, not only in ranked ones, but also show matches. And it feels like that game one was the kind of game that Nugget maybe needed to secure if he wanted to take down Mawkzy in the full match. Fortunate miss for Nugget by Mawkzy. Tries to find a tight angle. We'll see. Only time will tell if Nugget can turn it around. It's going to be the same exact goal that started us off in game one again. A fake flick to the top left. Nugget starts to jump to cover it and can't get back down for the low 50. Jorius just did beat him in ones 3 times yesterday. Yeah, I think Mawkzy was playing one of his accounts that he's been trying to grind up to top 1. He has a ton of accounts in the top 100. And I think the idea of his streams is he hops on one of them and then tries to go undefeated on his way there. Something like that. But yeah, Jorius yesterday did end that streak maybe even that stream after beating Mawkzy a few times in a row. All of them close, though, because I was watching them out of the corner of my eye while working. Nugget so fast. He was able to counterattack for his first goal. This time he wall dashes to get to the ball much sooner than Mawkzy was expecting. Big challenge gets Mawkzy to hand the ball away. Nugget is making sure Mawkzy does not feel comfortable as he tries to set up a dribble. Look at these dashes. Just watching from Nugget's perspective because he's such a madman on the field. He does get bumped on his recovery. Diving far too deep that time. A lot of that has to do with the fact that he wall dashed his way all the way into the corner, so not necessarily a good thing, all those dashes that he's doing, but certainly very interesting to watch. Mawkzy falling in front of the ball with 0. Able to corral it into the corner, though. Pop up high. Nuggets could not keep it out. Mawkzy does a great job of dunking it down. Creating a complete wall in tandem with the crossbar that Nugget was not going to be able to escape from. Three-1 lead for Mawkzy. There's the flick that Nugget has been pre-jumping. He knows he has to prepare for these. Mawkzy sends 107 km/h. Top left banger. Since that 4-2 lead for Nugget in game 1, it has been all Mawkzy the rest of the way. Couple different fakes from Mawkzy. Nugget does not fall for it, stays patient. He's going to try and flick back, and he actually got a ton of power on his flick. Slightly off target. That'll end his possession. Mawkzy off the ceiling. Is he going for the pogo shot? It seemed like he was. You got to love the greed. Maybe a bit too close to the net to try and take that shot. Or maybe he's just going for the catch. No, at last second he turned his nose down. He was trying to pogo it. Will I be in San Diego? Yes, I will. I hope to meet anybody else who is going to San Diego. Mawkzy launching one of his flicks. He tried to pre-read the bounce. He hit it just about on the crossbar and thought that he knew exactly where it was going, but he was wrong. Ends up being a freebie to Nugget, who was not going to have a play on the rebound anyways, so was not up to try and defend it. Leaves him in the perfect spot to counter for a third. Right now, Nugget is in this game only because of Mawkzy's mistakes on offense, and I'm sure that's a trend that Mawkzy is noticing, although Nugget is going to work his way in. A goal all on his own without the courtesy of a Mawkzy miss on offense. There's an air dribble off the side wall that Nugget does a good job of forcing through. Missed wave dash kickoff. A rare sight for Mawkzy. And a first possession for Nuggets. Is he going to find a way to score this? I was about to talk about how he had no real chance at making a play on net here as he took the ball straight out to midfield. But he side flips on it, and because Mawkzy maybe thinks what I think, that he doesn't really need to be worried about this, he stays grounded and lets the ball pop over the top of him. Nugget finds the tight angle goal. Mawkzy had felt that that was more of a dangerous setup. I'm sure he would have tried to put in a bit more effort to clear it. Nugget recognizing Mawkzy's going to beat him in the race to the corner boost, so he doesn't use any more as he comes to a landing. Saves his 26 to retake possession. It'll be a dribble for him. The flick is soft, and Mawkzy not only gets the save, but prioritizing getting to that corner boost before Nugget means it's back in his control. High lob. These two racing to the ball. Mawkzy goes flying by. Nugget doesn't have a ton left over. Mawkzy trying to pick up the pace here in the final minute to create an opportunity. If he had gotten a power slide cut directly on target, he might have been able to score there. So with 30 seconds left to go, Nuggets. It's enough boost to work with to hopefully prevent Mawkzy, but that bump puts him in a tough spot. Nugget used his last bit to put something on target. Mawkzy off of the crossbar and back the other way. Mawkzy able to tie it up yet again late in the game. Nugget, he had been playing a solid prevention game, trying to make sure Mawkzy never got a shot, but he decided that his best option was to take a shot at some point. And of course, that ends up being the reason why Mawkzy can get a save and get a counterattack. 0 seconds, though. It's not over for Nuggets. He can't get back underneath this. But that certainly would have been a goal had he been able to. Mawkzy getting control of the ball. That was not a great first touch, though. A bit too far behind him, and Nuggets will take game number 2. Mawkzy was in the better position off this kickoff after grabbing the 100. Nugget got the back corner 100. Mawkzy got the midfield 100, but he had the ball around him, which means favor to him, but his first touch was poor, and Nugget capitalizes to tie the series. Game number 3. Hopefully a car change for Mawkzy. Interesting. I think Mawkzy mostly plays Fennec nowadays, right? And he's looked very good in it. Not sure why you feel he needs a car change. Nugget is going to give himself a great pass. And a lot of players who like to play with Nugget's kind of speed do this often. Every once in a while, there's a complete question mark play that is unexplainable. But the benefits that come from that unexplainable play style show up in a lot of other places. Like on defense, it's hard to get a read on him. Mawkzy deciding not to use his flick after what was a very solid setup. Nugget gets just enough on it. He needs to get back to net, and great slow play from Mawkzy. You got to see it from Nugget's perspective, how he needed to panic to get back after flipping so far away. Really, his problem was that he did flip so far away. But Mawkzy faking the first touch and then just spinning around and tapping it in with the backflip in order to put it behind him. Mawkzy trying to pull his camera to see if he can see Nugget, whether or not Nugget is coming to make a play on the ball. Nugget does get a demo, and this should be a finish that Mawkzy can't get to. Mawkzy hit the brakes. He didn't really have much more choice. He felt like if he went out past the ball, it would likely lead to Nugget taking a shot on net like he did anyways. So in retrospect, I'm sure Mawkzy would have elected to stay alive or letting Nugget have a freebie. This is a great double by Mawkzy, punishing Nugget for coming out to meet him at the side wall where he is not going to have boost to stop a play like that. Really just a kickoff loss that Nugget was going to have a tough time dealing with. Oh, Mawkzy gets his own goal! Mawkzy, a little question mark of his own as he misses this touch. This is elite level 1v1er Mawkzy. One of the best dribblers, one of the best flickers in the entire game. I can't stress it enough. Manages to miss the read on that bounce and then is essentially forced to own goal. Nugget ends up demoing him before it goes in, but man, that is a tough turn of events for one of the best to do it in the game. Mawkzy going to get a kickoff goal right back. I believe both of them went... Oh, no, Mawkzy did try and do a wave dash. Didn't get the wave dash because he got pushed so high up, but it doesn't matter when you win the kickoff that clean. Nugget. Not a lot to work with, and early setup makes it fairly easy for Mawkzy to challenge. As soon as he's started his play from outside the box with that little boost, there really is no strong finish that can come from that. Mawkzy can come and challenge with a lot of confidence. Able to turn it in for a fifth. See if Nugget can capitalize on this attempt, and he can. As he catches and flicks the ball past what Mawkzy can deal with. Mawkzy thought he could maybe get a cheeky demo as he drove from that net into the corner. See if he could demo Nugget. But not only did he not connect, but Nugget able to read his next challenge as well. Pops it over the top of him and ties the game. Mawkzy, a little camera check to see how Nugget's recovery is going. Ends up banging one just outside the net, top right. Falling on this ball. Look at this shot from Mawkzy. Mawkzy has been doing single reset touches into flicks. This time around, he goes for the ceiling reset and floats behind the ball before slamming it into the crossbar and down. Mawkzy's going to make it 7-5. Nugget's had a tough time controlling the ball back into his half. A few different occasions, Mawkzy's been able to steal the ball away, turn it in for a goal, and Nugget's going to be forced back into his corner. Mawkzy, another dribble. He's looked so solid in the air. Once upon a time, people talked about Mawkzy like the ground game was the only thing he could do, but he did not rush it like he needed to. If he flips into that ball, I swear he scores a goal. Maybe he was worried about a fast recovery from Nugget and thought it was better off to stay grounded. Essentially a defensive play, even though he's inches outside the net of Nugget. Ultimately, he does get his goal. Nugget never really had a chance to get one of his own, so Mawkzy knew what he was doing, but I really felt like that was just a free tap-in. Maybe that's credit to how fast Nugget has been playing. Mawkzy does not want to take any risks on how quick that recovery might be. Nuggets. Oh my goodness, not able to score this. Glad we got to watch it from Mawkzy's perspective. That did not look savable. And yet somehow Mawkzy taps it off of every part of the goal without it going in. Just under 2 minutes. Nuggets not able to get his strong counterattack. He tried to rip it out of the corner and then follow it up for a long shot. Mawkzy got just enough on it, but he was always in trouble. Retreating back to net here. He jumps onto the back wall to dodge Nuggets' demo or bump as he swings through there, and then because Nugget is playing the ball quickly, it has led to so many of these situations where Mawkzy just doesn't have the time to set up properly on defense. So the fact that Nugget booms it around results in that beneficial situation for him, where Mawkzy does not have time to both dodge the bump and prepare for the save. Also good for Nugget. Oh my goodness, Mawkzy just handed the ball away. Nugget, if he had flipped into it instead of rolling into it, would have been able to shoot it directly on net, but I just think Nugget did not expect to be given that opportunity as quickly as he did. Mawkzy, I don't know what his plan was there. watching it from his perspective, you see the single jump into the wave dash, which means he was planning on trying to race Nugget maybe back to the orange half, because Nugget a few times has tried to maintain possession that way. But I think late in this game, Nugget has changed his focus. His focus now is try and tie it up and as quick as fashion as possible. And he is rushing to net. This is going to be a bump, and he this time gets the demo instead of getting bumped back into the ball. Or I should say he got the demo last time too, but Mawkzy got just enough movement on him to get him to hit the ball. But with under a minute to go, Nugget's air dribble bump hits successfully. And a crucial game number 3. Hooty-hoo, thank you for the raid of 80 viewers. Welcome to what is a very tight 1v1 right now. What could be a very important final 30 seconds. Nugget throwing a sick, presumably because he didn't get that demo. Mawkzy putting on what is one of his weaker flicks, even though it was decent. We're just so used to 200km/h shots. Mawkzy is going to counterattack to take the lead. Nuggets! Ooh, I thought for a second Nugget might be able to get it on the post. At this point, I'm a believer in any sort of recovery, but really, Nugget giving himself a nice one. I think maybe he's giving Mawkzy a nice one, but I think that shot is something that you can't really get away with in a 1v1 of this level. A rolling shot, easily saved. It's going to be countered like Mawkzy just did. Great defense from Nugget. He's not going to be able to get his own corner boost, so it is just going to be Mawkzy tapping the ball out to the midfield to take the lead. 2-1, but a close series. Every game, I think, has been by 1 so far. But the series favors Mawkzy. Game number 4. Can Nuggets find a way to stay consistent? Honestly, both players have had a couple moments where they hand freebie goals away. If either one of them could reduce or erase those mistakes, I think they'd be able to run away with the game, since neither one of them have been able to. But the question will be, who will it be first? I think Mawkzy might have a bit of an easier time erasing his mistakes, as he's playing at a much slower pace than Nugget is. Nugget is trying to play 200 miles per hour. Wave dash kickoff for Nugget. Single jumping in the way of Mawkzy. There's a lot that goes on here. You can't just drive to the ball and take your shot. You do have to prevent Mawkzy from getting a good recovery. So Nugget single jumps and wave dashes, I believe, almost as a way to box out where Mawkzy's going. His game sound bugged. Yeah, we can restart. We'll go 1-1, 4:30. And Nugget will pogo. Any pogoers? Now we want to see pogos. We don't want to see Feer 1v1. What do you think? You think Nugget has it? Oh, so pure, dude. Once upon a time, I mean, obviously it wasn't as good as it could have been, but like people couldn't even get the bounce. But now I feel like everybody can get the bounce. Invite back. Oh, yes, Mawkzy. Get you. Where is Elemento Mawkzy? Right there. Uh-oh, please don't make me remove a goal. Now I have to remove a goal. What if I forget? All right, let's go 4:30. We're back. Mawkzy needed to restart his game. Having some game sound issues. Back to 1-1 at 4 minutes and 30 seconds. We'll see if I remember to take out that slight moment in the video. I usually cut them out. If you're here now, you know, and you saw it, you know, I forgot. Oh, nice flick from Nuggets. Nugget joining the flick game and doing the flick that Mawkzy historically was not as comfortable with. Although Mawkzy did put in a serious concerted effort for a while to learn the opposite flick. And it did seem like he made some progress there. but it's clear that he still favors his air roll left flick, as I've only seen that from him in this match so far. Mawkzy taking to the skies, going for the double off the backboard. Look at the angle! Mawkzy hasn't been having as much success with the ground game, or maybe just wants to bring in the aerial game as well. He's been doing so solid with it. Nugget tries to cover that top corner, but can't time it after Mawkzy's double. Mawkzy has been almost better with his aerial game today than his normal domination on the ground. Historically, oh, what a catch from Mawkzy! How did he turn this into a goal? You got such a favorable bounce. Nugget sends it to the ceiling, but Mawkzy's off the wall, catching it smooth and tapping it in for the game lead. That was clean. Mawkzy just hands the ball over and says incoming. Maybe he's telling himself that he knows a shot is incoming after his big mistake. Nugget goes for Breezy far away from the nets. That's not really what you want to do when somebody's camped in net waiting for you. There's kind of a certain distance in Rocket League that is not able to be reacted to. You want to be able to make your shot attempts, make your actual final touch in a space that will not be able to have a reaction time to, but when you do it from so far away, Mawkzy's almost guaranteed to position correctly. Now this is a much better timed flick. Doesn't have the kind of power as previous one did, so Mawkzy still gets to save. Mawkzy going off the backboard for a double. Powerful shot and a tough one to read. Ultimately, one that is sent right into Nugget. It's the defender. Oh my goodness, Nugget. He's trying to strike back on these flicks. Mawkzy having success primarily through the air, and Nugget, the one slamming flicks against him, is a reversal of roles we maybe weren't expecting. Nice speed by Nugget to tap the ball out of Mawkzy's reach. Mawkzy had recovered for the strong power shot, so Nugget slows it down, ends up rolling it right at that near post. And I don't think he's going to be able to get to the boost. What kind of hitbox was that? I'm sorry if you're Mawkzy, but I felt like Mawkzy drove all the way over the boost, and somehow Nugget clipped it with like front corner of his hitbox or something. I don't understand. Luckily for Mawkzy, it wasn't a problem. He gets the demo and is able to double in a 2-goal lead. He's a minute 30 away from securing the series 3-1, but I don't understand how that boost grab worked. Wave dash kickoff for both. They hug at midfield. Mawkzy's going to be able to take the ball back into his corner. Smooth operating as Nugget does his best to try and be a pest. Mawkzy able to avoid that while constantly staying in control of the dribble, and Nugget finds himself in a tough spot. He couldn't flip. He needed to push Mawkzy away. That's what he tried to do. Tried to... Oh, no, he side flipped away. No, you need to try and just push Mawkzy. You're not going to be able to escape from that and make it back before Mawkzy does. So you just got to keep driving him away or flip him away or something. But with a minute left to go, it's going to need to be a Nugget masterclass. He wants to bring it back. It's a good shot attempt off this kickoff. Mawkzy is going to use his momentum from the save to launch a long shot. Nice backflip from Nugget after making a mistaken first launch. He's able to feels backflip himself to immediately glue himself to the ground instead of sending himself out of position. The demo is going to be a goal for Nugget, so certainly a bit of kickoff mind games to be played in the next 30 seconds from both these players. Nugget is going to get a diagonal kickoff. And we saw him wave dash the diagonals earlier. Mawkzy does not like to wave dash the diagonals. Historically, it's one of the only kickoffs he takes standard. The other kickoffs, he does prefer to wave dash. Nuggets is trying to get this ball on the opposite side of Mawkzy. I know these first touches are soft. He's relying on the fact that as soon as it's doesn't have Mawkzy in between, you know, the ball and the goal, he's going to be able to find a way. But he didn't do it fast enough. Even if he does eventually get this goal, Mawkzy is going to take the series. Well played by Nuggets. One of the only games, if not the only game, won by 2 goals here in game number 4. But Mawkzy takes the series win 3-1.